Welcome to Ghost Academy. In this session, we are building a complete to-do list web application using Flask and Supabase. Supabase is an open-source backend that gives you a PostgreSQL database, automatic REST APIs, authentication, and storage, all without managing servers. Let's start setting everything up. Open your browser and search for Supabase. Open the official website. On the home page, click Start Your Project. This opens your Supabase dashboard. Inside the dashboard, click the button that says New Project. Give the project a name. I'll use the name To-Do List. For the database password, click Generate Password. Copy the generated password and save it somewhere safe in case Supabase asks for it later. Then scroll down and click Create Project. Supabase will prepare the environment, and after a short moment the project will be ready. Next, scroll down to the Project API section. You will see two important values, the project URL and the non-public API key. Copy both of them and save them as well. We will use these to connect our Flask backend to Supabase. Now open the SQL editor from the left sidebar. Next, we need a SQL command to create our table. Here's the command I prepared. It creates a table called to-dos with the fields we need. ID is an auto-incrementing primary key for each task. Title is the text of the task and can't be empty. Done is a boolean that defaults to false. And inserted at automatically stores the time each row is created. You could also create this table manually using the table editor by adding each field one by one, but in this tutorial we're using SQL. Let's paste this command into the SQL editor and run it. Supabase will show a success message, meaning the table was created. To verify it, open the table editor. You will see a table named To-Dos. Open the menu next to it and choose Edit Table to check the structure. The table contains 4 fields. ID, which is an integer, title, which is text, done, which is a boolean value, and inserted at, which stores the timestamp of when the task was created. These columns will store our tasks and track their state. Now let's set up the Flask backend. Open Visual Studio Code and load your project folder. Open the terminal and install the required Python packages by typing pip install Flask Supabase. Once the installation finishes, we can begin writing the backend. We start by importing Flask for routing and Supabase for database operations. Then we paste the Supabase URL and API key we copied earlier. Using these values, create the Supabase client. Next, we initialize the Flask application. For the home route, we simply return the HTML file that contains our interface. Next, we create a route that fetches all the to-do items. This route selects all rows from the to-dos table and sends them back as JSON. We then create a route to add new tasks. This reads the title sent from the website, sets the done value to false, and inserts the row into the database. Next, we create a route for updating tasks. This route changes the title or the completion status of a specific to-do item. After that, we create a route to delete tasks, which removes a row from the database based on its ID. Finally, we add the code that runs the Flask app. Now that the backend is complete, let's briefly look at the frontend so you understand how the website works. First, this is the index.html file. This file defines the structure of our to-do application. It contains the input field where we type a task, the add button, and the section where all to-do items will appear. The HTML itself is very simple. We are not writing individual to-do items directly in this file. Instead, the HTML only provides a container where tasks can be displayed. When the page loads for the first time, this list is empty. That's expected, especially if the Supabase table has no data yet. At the bottom of the file, we include main.js. This is important because JavaScript needs access to the HTML elements before it starts running. Now let's look at main.js. This file handles all the functionality of the website. When we add a task using the website, JavaScript sends the data to the Flask backend, which then stores it in Supabase. If the Supabase table already has tasks, JavaScript fetches them and displays them. If the table is empty, nothing is shown until we add a task from the frontend. Once data exists, JavaScript creates the required HTML elements in code and inserts them into the page dynamically. So the HTML stays simple, and JavaScript controls what appears on the screen. Now let's test the full workflow. Back in the web app, I'll start by adding a few tasks. I'll add buy milk, water the plants, and do laundry. Now let's switch to Supabase. I'll open the to-dos table and refresh it. As you can see, the rows have been added successfully. We can see the task titles, the done column set to false, and the timestamps. Now let's go back to the web app. I'll mark buy milk as done by clicking the checkbox. Next, I'll edit do laundry and change it to walk the dog. Now let's check Supabase again. I'll click the refresh icon to reload the table. You can see that buy milk now has its done value set to true. And do laundry has been updated to walk the dog. Now back to the web app. I'll mark water the plants as done. Then I'll delete walk the dog and confirm the pop-up message. Let's go back to Supabase one more time. After refreshing the table, you can see that the deleted task is gone. And the completed task has been updated correctly. Now let's do the reverse and modify data directly from Supabase. Inside the table, I'll change the done value of buy milk from true back to false. I'll also change the title from buy milk to buy bread. Now I'll return to the web app and refresh the page. And as you can see, the changes made directly in Supabase are reflected on the website. This confirms that our application is fully connected. And that's it. You have learned how to create a Supabase project, build the database, connect it to Flask, write a full CRUD API, and test everything live. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.